Welcome. Oh man, I didn't wear my hat. All right, everybody knows I'm bald now. Everybody knew that anyway. This is a shock to nobody. So, excuse me. Welcome to the program, Middays, Midlife in the Midwest. I think I'm going to change the title, at least for this section of the program. But we'll talk about that maybe a little bit later, maybe on another day. But for right now, it is still Middays, Midlife in the Midwest, brought to you by Livin Life N Style Travel. They are a full-service travel agency. They can help you with all of your personal, leisure, and business travel needs. You can give them a call at 816-744-1405. That's 816-744-1405. You can also find them on the web at www.livinlifenstyle.com. That is spelled LIVINLIFENSTYLE.com. If you want to have a dedicated individual to manage your travel plans for you at no cost to you, Livin Life N Style is who you need to call. All right. What do we have to talk about today? Let me see here. We're first going to start off. It's always good to start off with I don't want to end on a bad note. I don't want to end on a bad note. So we're going to start on some important news, because it is important to know these things if you're going to be traveling. So on travelandtourworld.com, this article was posted earlier today. Is Mexico still safe for tourists? U.S. and U.K. issue new stark warnings as violence escalates in key travel hotspots. Reports confirm that while many areas of Mexico remain safe for travelers, several regions had been designated as high risk due to crime-related violence. We kind of talked about this last week. Authorities from both the U.S. and the U.K. had issued warnings urging tourists to exercise caution when visiting certain states and municipalities. According to security updates, the U.S. Embassy in Mexico had released travel advisory on January 27, 2025, alerting American citizens about escalating violence in specific areas. It was noted that gun battles had increased in frequency in the late night and early morning hours, particularly in Reynosa and its surrounding cities. Similarly, officials from the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office of the UK had advised British nationals to avoid non-essential travel to certain parts of Mexico, particularly in the northern states, where criminal organizations were reported to be active. Regions under do not travel advisories. It was indicated that the most severe travel restrictions had been placed on several cities in the northern state of, Tamaulipas, where organized crime groups operated. The U.S. Department of State has assigned these areas a level 4 do not travel advisory, citing concerns over drug-related violence, kidnapping, and armed confrontations. Rising security concerns affecting tourism. Reports suggest that ongoing safety issues had impacted Mexico's tourism industry as international travel advisories influence decision-making for visitors. It was stated in 2024, Miami-based cruise line Royal Caribbean had decided to remove Manzanillo from its port call itinerary following similar security concerns. UK government's caution for British travelers. The FCDO was reported to have issued a cautious stance on travel to Mexico, acknowledging that most of the country was safe, but emphasizing that certain regions had significant security risks. It was believed that drug-related violence had affected multiple states, with organized crime groups operating roadblocks, extortion schemes, and violent confrontations. Authorities advised British tourists to avoid the following regions unless absolutely necessary: Baja California, except for Tijuana and Tecate, which is also where Cabo San Lucas is; Chihuahua, except for the city of Chihuahua; Sinaloa, except for Los Mochis and Mazatlan. We'll be going to Mazatlan. Tamaulipas, entire state is under restriction. Zacatecas, entire state under restriction. Guanajuato, I think, including all areas southwest of Road 45D, Michoacan, except Morelia and Pátzcuaro, Jalisco, which is where Puerto Vallarta is, including all areas south and southwest of Lake Chapala, Colima, except for Manzanillo, Guerrero, entire state under restriction, and Chiapas, areas within 40 kilometers of the Guatemalan border. Additionally, it was reported that specific municipalities in Jalisco were also subject to strict travel restrictions, including Bolaños, Chimal, Chimalti, Chimaltitan, Colotlan, Ostotipaquio, I think I got that right, Ostotipaquio, Huejucar, Huequilla el Alto, Mezquitic, San Martín de Bolaños, Santa Maria de los Ángeles, Totatiche, and Villa Guerrero. Damn, I got through them. I think I did a pretty damn good job myself. Common security risks and traveler warnings. Officials suggested that in addition to violence linked to criminal organizations, travelers should remain aware of various security threats, particularly in urban and resort areas. The FCDO was said to have highlighted several safety concerns that visitors should remain vigilant about while in Mexico. Violent political demonstrations, particularly in Mexico City, street crimes and pickpocketing in tourist areas, theft and fraud at ATMs when withdrawing large sums of money, extortion scams involving police officers, reports of drink spiking and sexual assault in nightlife areas, kidnapping cases, particularly in high crime zones, drug-related violence and gang confrontations, carjackings by armed groups operating unofficial roadblocks, unlicensed taxis posing safety risks to passengers. It was suggested that British nationals should remain particularly cautious when traveling alone or using public transportation. The impact on the travel industry and international visitors. Industry analysts believe that Mexico's reputation as a top global tourist destination remains strong, but those security advisories could influence travelers' choices and alter tourism trends. According to experts, the impact of these warnings might include a decline in visits to high-risk areas, probably, leading to economic downturns for local businesses, and increase in tourists opting for secure, all-inclusive resorts rather than exploring cities independently. Yes, please. A shift in cruise line itineraries as companies reassess the risks of ports of call in certain regions. Travel insurance policies are also adjusting coverage based on security concerns. Reports suggest that both American and British tourists would need to exercise greater caution when planning trips to Mexico. Travel specialists recommend that visitors stay within well-secured tourist areas where safety measures were in place, book official taxis or ride-sharing services rather than hailing cabs on the street, avoid withdrawing large sums of cash from ATMs in public places, remain aware of surroundings when attending nightclubs or public events. Mexico's response to the safety concerns. Officials in Mexico were reported to have acknowledged the security concerns raised by foreign governments, stating that authorities were working to improve safety measures in key tourism zones. It was suggested that efforts included increased police presence in major tourist cities, strong security protocols at airports and resorts, public awareness campaigns advising visitors on best safety practices. However, it was believed that ongoing crime-related violence in some regions remained a significant challenge. So should travelers be concerned? Travel industry experts suggest that while much of Mexico remains safe and an enjoyable destination, certain areas required extra caution. For those planning a visit, it was advised that checking government travel advisories and sticking to well-traveled routines would significantly reduce risk. With Mexico continuing to attract millions of international visitors, authorities were expected to maintain efforts to strengthen tourist safety, ensuring that travelers could enjoy the country's cultural and natural beauty while remaining protected from those risks. Look, it's a dangerous world out there, people. And it's going, it's you just have to be a smart traveler. So paying attention to these sorts of travel advisories is important, but it shouldn't necessarily scare you off um, from enjoying these destinations. I mean, most of the destinations you want to go to are going to be the safe destinations anyway. All right. So now moving on to our next story. Yes, there we go. The 10 safest airlines in the world, according to the research. This article from islands.com was just published. I mean, like just a short time ago by Barry Peacock. All right, let's see here. Scrolling on down. It may not seem like flying is the safest mode of transportation, but it is. It is. There's a lot of space up there compared to land travel, and there are a lot of crew members ensuring your safety. However, you'd be forgiven for thinking otherwise. The media does tend to highlight incidents while older generations may pass on their worries. The latter is completely understandable when you consider that the odds of a fatal air crash in the 1960s were 1 in 350,000 boardings. However, the odds have dropped significantly in the years since, with stats currently showing in 1 in 16.7 million fatal boardings. All right, let's see here. So, however, the industry logged 7 fatal accidents in 2024 out of 40.6 million flights, according to a safety report by the International Air Transportation Association. This is a significant increase on 2023's single deadly incident and has understandably raised fears among air travelers. However, a USA Facts report via the Bureau of Transportation Statistics confirms that air transport remains extremely safe. It shows that air travel has injury and fatality rates sitting near zero per 100 million passengers since 2002. In comparison, bus and train figures stand at 0.1 and 0.2 respectively, while car and truck numbers are significantly higher at 0.57 deaths per 100 million passenger miles. AirlineRatings.com is the world's leading aviation safety and product rating website. It evaluates and ranks airlines worldwide based on various criteria, including safety records. Each year, it publishes its prestigious World's Safest Airlines list. Rankings are based on criteria such as fleet age, IOSA certification, ICAO country audit pass, serious incidents, fatalities, and pilot training levels, among other metrics. Every year is a new list, and here are its findings for the safest airlines in 2025. Turkish Airlines is the first on this list. Turkish Airlines is the only European carrier to feature in the airline ratings top 10. It's also a big climber, having ranked 16th in 2024. The airline has gone from strength to strength in a bid to be recognized as one of the world's safest, and with its recent exemplary safety record and the inclusion of the airline's hub in Istanbul Airport in the Skytrax top 10 airports in the world, the future looks good for Turkish Airlines passengers. In 2022, AirlineRatings.com promoted Turkish Airlines from a 5-star safety rating to 7 stars. Editor-in-chief Jeffrey Thomas said on the website at that time, Turkish Airlines safety record is superb, and at every touch point, passenger safety is paramount, end quote. And with no major incidents since that time, the airline maintains its impressive rating. However, it hasn't always been this way. The airline has a history of significant aviation disasters, although its long history, since 1933, in fact, should be noted, as this means it has logged considerably more flights than many of the airlines on this list. So accidents are to be expected. That said, as recently as 2017, a Turkish Airlines Boeing 747-400F crashed into a village in Kyrgyzstan, killing 35 people on the ground and 4 crew members of the cargo flight. A couple of the major incidents occurred this century, including the death of 70 passengers when a Turkish Airlines plane tried to land in thick fog in early 2003. Additionally, a crash at Schiphol Airport, Amsterdam, caused by a faulty altimeter, resulted in the deaths of 9 passengers and crew, while a hijacking in 2006 resulted in 0 fatalities. Alaska Airlines. The deadliest U.S. aviation disaster since 2009 occurred. Do what? What happened? I lost my screen. Oh, now it's calling it a dangerous web page. What are you talking about? Like, this totally just blew up my show. That's fantastic. All right, well, we're going to screw it. We're going to just move on to the next article here. Forget supersonic jets. And I'll see what I can do to come up with, your list of 10 safest airlines, and maybe do it again tomorrow. Who knows? I don't know why I got that error, but it says it's a dangerous website. I know islands.com is not a dangerous website, so I wonder what triggered that. But until we know, we'll just move on. All right, so forget supersonic jets. These ultra-fast space planes could soon take you around the world in 90 minutes. Sierra Space and Radian have developed space planes that reach almost 18,000 miles per hour for entering orbit and visiting private space stations. They're not just sci-fi. They're actually here. This article is on the Rob Report. It's brought to you is written by J. George Gorant. If Mach 1 plus sounds too slow for that transatlantic flight, how about Mach 22.5, otherwise known as 17,400 miles per hour? Could you get with that? I mean, that may soon be an option, thanks to a fleet of space planes readying to take flight. While the latest generation of both supersonic and hypersonic aircraft mostly use jet engines and atmospheric oxygen for combustion, space planes, generally speaking, also have wings but use rocket engines and carry O2 on board. They also reach speeds of at least 17,400 miles an hour, the rate at which centrifugal force equals gravity. In non-engineering terms, fast enough to leave the atmosphere and enter low Earth orbit. The experience will be more comfortable and more like flying on a regular jet than a rocket, says Richard Humphrey, the CEO of Radian Aerospace, which has already flown a 1/10 demonstrator version of its coming spaceplane, Radian One. And winged vehicles can perform in ways a typical rocket can't. When a rocket slows down, it goes down. But one with wings can dip down and go back up. It can turn. It can invert. Sierra Space has reached the final phase of testing of its Dream Chaser spaceplane, co-developed with NASA for missions beyond the stratosphere, and it will make its first flight in the second half of this year. Like the Radian, it will be reusable, with turnaround times ranging from 2 days for Radian to a few months for Sierra. After an initial focus on scientific research, including Sierra's partnership with Jeff Bezos' Blue Origins on developing a private space station, the Dream Chaser will be involved in commercial operations by hauling cargo and shuttling scientists and researchers to and from the space stations. Both Sierra Space and Radian also have space tourism aspirations that go beyond much of what is currently available, including 11-minute flights by Virgin Galactic and Blue Origin, and longer space balloon flights by companies like Space Perspective and Zafalto that do not reach low Earth orbit. Passengers will be able to go up and stay in orbit, says Humphrey, whose company has the most developed passenger planes right now. Quote, we can go around the planet in about 95 minutes, so a typical trip will probably be 3 laps. Visits to one or more of the 6 space stations currently under development lie ahead as well. We're calling it purposeful tourism, says Angie Weiss, Sierra's chief safety officer and senior vice president of mission and quality assurance. You'll get the experience of going to space, but we'll also put you to work helping with the experiments. Interesting. At the end of the trip, space planes enjoy a quiet glide back to Earth and a gentler landing on commonly available runways, which opens another intriguing option: point to point travel around the globe. In that scenario, Humphrey says, quote, we will travel out of the atmosphere briefly at near orbital speeds greater than Mach 10 and then re-enter and fly down to a runway. End quote. Virgin Galactic has hinted at similar plans for its new Delta class spaceship. New York to Sydney is roughly 10,000 air miles. At Mach 13. That would be a 1 hour flight from New York to Sydney, Australia, basically completely opposite ends of the planet. That's pretty amazing. Things are changing so fast in our world. All right. I just realized that I did not get out my invites for the business roundtable today, which means I'm going to have to drop it in, which means I'm going to have to wrap this up quick so that I can get busy on making the invites for all the people who I would like to come to the show, because I didn't get it done last night like I meant to. Dang it. I hate it when that happens. So we're going to move on to this little gem. Let's change this over here. A secret little Tennessee village dripping with charm, art, and restaurants is a celebrity hotspot. So this is by Isabel O'Toole on islands.com. Hopefully it doesn't kick me off on this one. And this was from this morning. So Nashville rose in fame and popularity during the 1950s and has since become a haven for country musicians to record, perform, and retrace Elvis's footsteps on the musical Walk of Fame. As a result of the rise in popularity of Nashville, many of the surrounding towns in the area have also seen a boom, especially among the rich and famous of all these towns. Leiper's Fork, a mere 45 minutes southwest of Nashville, is on the rise as one of Tennessee's most exciting places to visit. With stunning scenery and farmland made up of rolling hills, Leiper's Fork has attracted the likes of Faith Hill, Justin Timberlake, and Chris Stapleton in recent years, all of whom own property or make frequent visits to this Tennessee hotspot. This town, tucked in the hills of Williamson County, the wealthiest county in the state, is now a Tennessee must-see for those wanting to experience the state's glitz and glamour. With first-class restaurants, an incredibly scenic countryside, and high-end art galleries, it's no surprise Leiper's Fork draws the A-list crowd. Seeking a laid-back aura in the heartland of country music, celebrities have chosen this grazing spot for its mixture of vibrant cultural life and a slower pace of life. Leiper's Fork boasts some of the best dining in Tennessee. You'll find some of the best restaurants in the state at Leiper's Fork. Whether you want something upscale and decadent or a casual brunch, there's a huge variety of restaurant options for the foodies out there. Leiper's Fork's best sandwiches are without a doubt at Fox and Locks, where you can also stop to hear some live country music. Fox and Lock has stood since 1947 and has a world-famous open mic night on Thursdays, which sometimes gets the occasional visit from a Grammy Award-winning artist. You'll find the best wines in town at Wines in the Fork, a creekside tasting room that offers all types of award-winning wines from around Nashville's underrated wine region. The winery also organizes dinners and events when the weather is warm, a Leiper's Fork essential not to be missed. Meanwhile, the Red Bird Coffee Shop is the best place in town to get your caffeine fix. a cozy spot that also sells handcrafted baked goods. Leiper's Fork Distillery offers top-notch small batch whiskey and offers ticketed tours of its beautiful facility. In the next town over, Franklin, Bishop's Meat and 3 is a great stop for fans of Southern cuisine. Try the catfish and hush puppies. I will not because I do not like fish. But I do like hush puppies. So I will eat your damn hush puppies if you don't like them. Hush puppies are the bomb. And an essential barbecue restaurant that serves some of the best hot chicken in Tennessee, while you can get some of the best fried shrimp at 55 South's, also located in Franklin. All right. Just as a guy from the Kansas City area, I'm sure that barbecue restaurant is fine, but it's still not going to be Kansas City barbecue. We're snobs here when it comes to barbecue. I'm sorry. Find top quality rest and relaxation in Leiper's Fork. You can reach Leiper's Fork by driving around 35 miles, less than an hour from Nashville International Airport. Leiper's Fork also has a lot to offer in terms of culture, with Leiper's Creek Gallery in the heart of town, exhibiting an eclectic curation of art. Featuring national and international artists, this gallery champions a broad range of artistic styles and also does a lawn chair theater on its backyard cedar porch with musical acts and other community activities. In the summer, the gallery hosts a family-friendly selection of outdoor movies. The Copper Fox is another not-to-be-missed gallery in Leiper's Fork, showcasing overgo artists from the southeast of the country. I don't know what that means, but okay. The gallery features pottery, jewelry, furniture, blown glass, and paintings, all housed in a restored 1860s home. Another destination in town, the David Arms Gallery, is a small, locally renovated barn showcasing the work of a local artist, a charming place to stop on the Leiper's Fork Gallery circuit. Those wanting the ultimate bougie retreat can visit the spa at Leiper's Fork, a place for the relaxation and renewal, with services such as facials, massages, full body treatments, waxing, and nail care. This spa is guaranteed to leave you feeling like a Leiper's Fork A-lister. To continue the celebrity experience, visit Moo Country, a boutique specializing in high-end Western fashion with custom boots, hats, jewelry, and other artisanal goods. With such high-end attractions on offer, there is no better way to join the ranks of America's rich and famous country stars than by taking a detour on a southern musical road trip to the chic and elegant Leiper's Fork. That sounds like a pretty cool freaking place, if I do say so myself. Awesome. So we shall have one more article. This is, like I said, I'm going to have to get out of here early today. I'm definitely going to have to get out of here early today because I got to get those invites sent out to everybody for the Business Roundtable, and I hope you will join us in the Business Roundtable. All right, so the last article of the day is, well, it has to do with my favorite cruise line. What cruise line is that, you may ask? Virgin Voyages, man. It is the best. It is my favorite. How Virgin Voyages is revolutionizing group travel with their Circles. They have a very cool program called Circles. I could describe it myself if I wanted to as a Virgin Voyages specialist, but instead, I think what I'll do is just, let the Insider Travel Report and James Shillinglaw explain it to us right now. So, Virgin Voyages, Sir Richard Branson's award-winning cruise line, is charting a new course for group travel with an enhanced program designed to make it easier and more rewarding for cruisers and first mates. First mates are travel advisors. I'm a first mate. First mate. Yay. So they're making it more rewarding for cruisers and first mates to book their next adventure. Ahead of the highly anticipated launch of the Brilliant Lady and epic itinerary offerings, the cruise line's Circles program is evolving, now called Circles, Groups, and Weddings, offering greater flexibility, richer benefits, and improved offers based on advisor feedback. I gave a lot of feedback on their Circles program. And they actually responded to a bunch of it. That's why one of the reasons why I love Virgin Voyages so much. In addition, sailors will receive a variety of benefits when booking together through their first mate, including up to a 10% travel discount, up to $300 in free drinks, and a dedicated group dinner at one of Virgin's 6 Michelin-inspired restaurants. This new program directly addresses advisors' requests while maintaining the brand's value proposition, making group booking simpler and more rewarding while continuing to be extraordinarily fair, flexible, and inclusive. Circles. This program has been reimagined to give first mates more time and flexibility to build their groups while offering better perks for their sailors. Key updates include no cabin minimum required, no deposit required, richer combinability, including My Next Virgin Voyage, more time to form a group, price and promotion protection, complimentary sea terrace for the travel conductor, and once a 10 cabin threshold is met, or the option of a 2% bonus commission. Okay, so let me explain. Yeah, I could get a 2% bonus commission, but one of the biggest problems I had trying to use Circles was just the simple fact that I could only keep it for 30 days. And if, it generally takes 6 to 8 months to properly market a trip, bare minimum. Usually it's better to go a year to 18 months. So these new changes have made this much more achievable. Plus, you get those things like we were talking about, like the $300 in free drinks, all of those things. That makes everything a much better proposition for you. So groups, this option is designed so when you already have a group ready to go. So that's what the groups are. And then they have the weddings program. That option is designed, for getting married on board the cruise ship, which would probably be a pretty cool venue. Quote, thanks to our incredible first mates, we are having a record wave season with a more than 60% increase in revenue from February of last year and a more than 80% increase coming specifically from our dedicated travel partners. Yay, we're doing a good job. So, let's see here. For the first time ever, all 4 Virgin Voyages ships will be sailing in the Caribbean later this year, giving travelers more options to escape paradise. There are ports of call all across the region, including Grand Cayman, St. Martin, and Curacao. Whether it's chasing waterfalls in Jamaica or diving into the vibrant culture of Dominica, sailors can explore these destinations through Virgin's expertly created shore things. In addition to the new Circles program, Virgin Voyages remains committed to staying in CF free while also leading the industry with some of the, we love Virgin Voyages because they take really good care of our salespeople, but it's also an amazing product. All right. That one was a little more dedicated to the sales professionals, but at the end of the day, I think it's important that people who like to travel know about what's available with group travel. All right. Anyway, like I said, I had to wrap this one up early. I have to get my invites out for Business Roundtable. So we're going to be doing that next. And I hope you guys have a great day. I will be back here tomorrow with more information about what's going on in the travel industry. This is Middays, Midlife in the Midwest with Eric Tiemann, brought to you by Livin Life N Style Travel, a full-service travel agency that can help you with all of your personal, leisure, and business travel needs. You can reach them at 816-744-1405. That's 816-744-1405. You can also find them on the web at livinlifenstyle.com. That is spelled LIVINLIFENSTYLE.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the little notification bell and all that good stuff. I really appreciate you joining us for the day, and I will see you tomorrow.